Welcome back to Watching Film and Varnadore Films. I'm Seth Varnadore. I was a former college and high school football coach for a decade. Now I break down film here on YouTube with a particular emphasis on the Florida Gators. Florida lost a tough game. I did not think that was a great Arkansas team after watching them. I'm even more convinced of that. I thought Florida had the better team. So when you go out and lose a game like that, it can be a tough pill to swallow. You still got 3 games left, but they're 3 of your tougher games probably of the season. So doesn't bode well for Florida's bowl eligibility. I thought Florida had the opportunity to put the game away or make a play that would kind of change the final outcome a few times, and they didn't make those plays. So let's go ahead and look at it and see what maybe could have changed or what some of the issues might have been. So we'll start just kind of first play of the game. Brand new play caller, brand new / old offense. Not exactly sure what way to go with that one, but you get kind of a trick play here where the quarterback is lined up at running back. And I think Florida's like, you could lock this up here, but I think they're playing like a cover 3 kind of look where he's playing middle of the field. He's dropping a deep third. Teams will do this sometimes where they'll lock up the boundary. They'll play cover 3, but they'll lock that up because it looks like the safety's rolling down here. So looks like you're rolling to a 1 high shell for sure. And if it's just straight 3, then he's dropping to a third. He's playing curl flat, hook, curl flat, and they're locked up back here, deep middle third, right? So not exactly sure if that's the call. It seems like it may be with a safety rolling down, but you get a little nosy here with this reverse look. Quarterback keeps it. And you see get somebody wide open on the first play of the game there. Come back, get a 1st and 10 here later in the drive. I thought this was a really good rep in the run game here. They wanted to try at times to play, with 2 stand-up edges, and then these 3 guys in the middle kind of have to make plays in the run game, or at least hold up in the run game. Right here, they hold up pretty good. See right there, you get the tackle held up, the guard, and then that allows your linebacker to get downhill. He's coming for the end. So the linebacker here does a great job getting downhill and snuffing this thing out. You can see it from the back here. Better job at the point of attack here. Not getting blown off the ball. There are some reps where your double teams are getting blown off the ball. So that's not great, but linebacker's able to get downhill and make a play right there. So get you to 3rd and 4. And this is one again where I think you're bringing him. You're going to drop. Or you're not dropping all these. You're dropping him. I would think you're here, bringing him off the edge. So again, if you're playing 3, which they're in a 1 high shell right here, they're bringing the safety to the weak side. You got to be playing curl flat, right? So if they are playing 3, you don't need to have eyes out here. You need to be driving on that flat. It looks like he's looking back in the backfield, but you've got this blitz coming off the edge, right? So I don't have to worry as much, I don't think, about the quarterback getting out of there. I'd probably rather kind of focus on that, especially if I'm curl flat and this guy's expanding the flat, getting underneath that. You don't expand quick enough, and it's an easy completion there on 3rd down. And then here you just get caught up, right? This is Arkansas had a plan, I think, to make Florida's linebackers have to function in the passing game. And this is tough for anybody, just to get through all these bodies. But, Florida's linebacking crew did not do a great job against the pass. This is a tougher look, but there's other easier ones that are a little more difficult. This is just mesh with the back on the wheel or a rail. All right, well, you're down 7-0, but you get the ball back. You've got a run play called here, but this is attached to it. If they're not going to fly out right now or fly down right now, take it all day. You do. Then right here, it looks like you got a really good play. Right here, still looks like you got a really good play. If you could hold this for a second longer and hit the sideline, you've got a great play here, which is really easy. But beat the block and then pull the ball out. Really tough way to start a game that you really need. So down 14, get the ball back. What's your first play? They seem to like this bunch. This is something they liked, I think, in the game plan. I mean, if you watch this play, they get the look they want here. They just can't hold up at the point of attack. So right here, you're going to kind of pin pull here where you're down. And if you just look here, you've got 3-on-2 kind of outside this block right here. So right outside that block, I've got 3. So there's 1, 2 coming to kick, third guy coming here. And they've really got 2 out here, right? So I feel like I'm in pretty good shape here. So right here, as he's kicking him out, he's going inside, and you've also got the receiver coming here inside. You're thinking this is a pretty good play. Now, unfortunately, you lose it right here. Beats you. You kind of go to reach him, and he just beats you back across face there. But this is one where if you make this block right here, he's done enough, I think, that he can hit this thing 100 miles an hour and run through an arm tackle. But it's the guy from behind that chases it down. So you've got a punt. So you're down 14-0, then you go 3 and out. You have a bad play on first down, aren't able to get out of it. So you punt, really good punt. You get Arkansas to third down. This is really well designed here. Going to go out with the motion. You almost got into like a 3-3 stack look almost at times, but you're in a 3-3-5 look here. Going with the motion. And let's see how we're doing the rush here. Wide. And then wrapping back as well here. So try to invite eyes here. Invite those 3 eyes that way, and then bring 3-on-2 back here, right? They do a 4-man slide. So he's got eyes here. So now you got a 2-on-1 backside here. And he goes inside because he's wrapping out here, right? So it's not just jumping inside. He's wrapping out there, meeting at the quarterback. Great job. Get off the field. And then to start the game, we'll talk about the end of the game, but to start the game, special teams were playing really well for Florida, which is not something they've done. You got a great return on back-to-back punts. You got a good return here. Then a couple, you get 3 rushes to get you a first down. Now you're on 2nd and 7. Looking to kind of get that first score of the game, get back in it. I really like this concept here. First of all, it looks right here. It looks you've had the back be the lead blocker a few times on this jet sweep. So it looks kind of like everybody's just reaching for the jet sweep, but you've got a go here, kind of a bender here. And then the back, who has been a lead blocker off the same look, runs down the seam there, and you get it exactly what you want. Takes the bender, and you get the seam open. You get the back up the seam there. Could have been a better ball, but that's not a bad ball right there. It's got to be caught. Get hit from the back and drop it. Down in this area, the windows get compressed, so you've got to be ready to get blasted. So good design, good throw, good enough throw. Not able to come up with it there. So you're in a third down, and then you get another really good design here. So motion the back in the backfield gives you kind of a good idea of what you're getting coverage-wise. Gives you a little help identifying. But you're going to get kind of over, post, and then release out first, and then get vertical. And you're also going to have the tight end drag across here as well. So if you were in some type of man coverage or you get a heavy zone where they fall off, you're in good shape. So good route here, kind of the patience of it, making sure this guy can get on his toes and get him to take it. This coming across should hold the safety, right? And now it's just about winning one-on-one right here, and this is a great route by Wilson. First of all, what I like about it is it's not just kind of where I'm rolling into a wheel route, because that everybody kind of sees that. It's a little bit more angular, right? It's not so where I'm just running to my spot or trying to win with speed right off the line of scrimmage, right? He actually kind of sets it up, turns, gets vertical, and then that's a great throw right there. Great throw and catch. And this is something you've been hoping to see, right? More Wilson, more of him down the field, not just kind of as a gimmick player or a gadget player, but being involved in the passing game, and really well designed, really well executed right there by receivers and quarterback. And protection up front, you get enough. They try to drop 8, and you're still able to get this thing in there for a touchdown. So you've got some life now. Next drive, you get Arkansas 3rd and 7. Another good design. I thought this one probably should have been pick 6 here. They did a pretty good job of this, where I think they might be playing 2 robber, where the corners deep half back here. Here's your 2 safeties right here. So your corner's going to play deep half, and then you're going to play 2 underneath it. And he's actually going to be slow to the flat. So he's going to kind of drop for a second and then fly to the flat late. You're dropping these guys out here and bringing pressures up the A gap there, right? But watch that pressure. He's flying to the flat. He gets underneath that. And this one right here definitely looked like this is going to be house. Like, catch it on the run, take that thing to the house. Either way, really good design here. He's going to be here in a crossface. He's here, wraps back around. So kind of make that guy make a decision, right? Make the center make a decision. You got 2 on the guards here, occupying the guard and tackle there. So now the center can't be right. And that one very well could have been picked off. But you get a punt and a great return again, so you're set up again with really good field position. Get 1st and 10 here. This is a great example of, like, pressing the hole in the run game and not just kind of flying right to something when it's open or when it appears to be open, right? You hear people talk about setting up blocks. This is what you're talking about right here. So right now, it looks like this front side gap is open. So if you hit that thing 100 miles an hour, this guy's going to fill. And if you make him miss in a hole or if you break a tackle, it's not a bad play. But this is a great run here by ETN. Watch him. He doesn't just fly right here. He's going to press the hole here and then kind of bend back to it. Get backers to step up, and you watch how it kind of plays out. It plays out really well here. Good job by the left guard and center there, coming off. And we can see it from behind. We got the back view here. Really, really good job of pressing the hole. Right? I could, maybe less experienced back or somebody that doesn't see it as well might just run in there right now. Does a good job of kind of getting vertical, gets him invited in, and now your center gets off, and now I can explode through that hole right there. Great cut there. No clips. Really good run there. Third and goal. This one was interesting, not just because it's you've kind of got right. It's not just so. This is kind of, if you get man coverage, you can take this one right here where I'm motioning right back out. But then you're also going to get like a snag here, and he's running a crosser there. So you're getting kind of the same look as you would for snag. So if you get zone, you might be able to get this over here, or if you could maybe like the crosser against man as well, right? So a mix of plays here, kind of a mix of zone beater, man beater. But with, as soon as you see the motions, man, and how he gets outflanked or tries, because he knows he's got to run with this thing, right, to match Wilson's speed, you can put it on him right there, let him get vertical, get into the end zone. So that's a good way to give yourself some answers when you're not exactly sure what the coverage is going to be. And then backside, you also have kind of the post backside. You can go, or kind of a deeper slant. But offsetting penalties, get to do it again. Again, you kind of have a man side and zone side here. As soon as he sees they're trying to match across the formation, it's an easy decision to throw it. Backside here, you got a similar idea. He's going to be the flat. He's going to turn like he's running the flat. He's kind of going to hitch up there. I think he's got a corner. So it's kind of, you're getting to snag again a different way. And he may even have that where he can whip back inside. But take the easy throw. Easy touchdown there. You got yourself a tied ball game now. So this is something that Florida's got to be careful with, especially when they want to go to these looks where it's more of a tight front look. Right? When I'm playing as a 4-eye or playing inside shade of the tackle, that means my edges have got to be great in the run game. Because if they're not, it's easy to get reached for those guys inside. And if I'm not setting the edge with these guys, these alley players, then I can be in big trouble. South Carolina did this a good bit. And you see Arkansas kind of replicated here, motioning here, and then having you outnumbered on the edge, right? So that's something Florida's got to make sure they kind of, I don't know if that's personnel driven or just schematic, but man, like this is an easy, especially if my linebacker's back here, my safety's not coming downhill to make a play, right? This is kind of easy for me offensively to reach that. All I got to do is make this block here. Everybody else is just kind of a foot race. So soft edges at times on the defense. But here you get to a third down. They roll out. You play this really well. I think they're trying to post wheel this here. Safety does a good job. You have good coverage underneath. The safety does a good job of getting over the top and cleaning this one up. But also a good job up front, not just giving that up. Good job kind of taking that away, making the quarterback throw this thing downfield. And then good job by a young guy, Castell, going and getting that thing. Now, you don't end up doing anything with that, right? You first and second down, you don't pick up much. Third down, come back and try to hit a screen. And like here, I think he's playing man. really right here, if I tell you, hey, all this guy's just got to block him and you got one-on-one with the safety, I feel pretty good. But you miss there. I'm not sure if the center just gets totally shed or if he's supposed to get involved in this as well. But if you get this guy blocked right here, he's catching it, turning upfield. All right, imagine he's not there. Let's imagine he's blocked, right? Wild imagination, but let's imagine he's blocked. I've got basically a full head of steam one-on-one with this dude. If I make him miss, it's a big, big play. So on the whiteboard, this thing looks really good. Problem is, guys got to go out and execute it, right? So miss that block right there. A guy from Arkansas makes a good play. And instead of getting a really big play, you're off the field on third down. Third down for Arkansas here. Really good job. Really good pass rush rep. Right? This guy can rush the passer, man. He hasn't – I know the sacks haven't always been there this year, but he can get after the passer. Florida's doing some stuff up front. Wrap him off the edge in there with the safety. You know, this stuff is great in these passing situations. I felt they got caught a couple of times in some other situations where maybe Arkansas was tendency to pass and they ran. And that's the tough part with having a brand new play caller. You don't know exactly how he's going to view situations, but these got home a lot, these kind of blitz looks, but there's a couple of times where I think that last, and we'll see kind of the first play of overtime for Arkansas for the first and 20 where Jefferson takes off with a long run, that you kind of get caught in one of these. So, all right, no harm, no foul. You get the ball back, 3rd and 6 offensively. Movement up front. We talked about it a little bit before the Georgia game, but this team has not been great at picking up any type of movement up front. You've got a 2-man slide, it looks like here, so you're going 3 to this side. He may be just playing it man, actually. It may just be like 5-0, like man across the board with this look. But lose him inside here. In the passing game, you're running one of your bread and butters. You're running that Y cross, and you'll see you get these guys open if you can protect it for long enough. You don't need to protect it forever. Like if the quarterback's able just to step up, he can throw that one, or he can throw this one, right? If I have a time for that thing to clear, I can throw that one too, right? So it's there, but this group does not do a great job of picking up movement up front. The back staying in gets you an add-on, I believe. Can adds on the pressure there, but that's kind of lost in those first initial movements up front. So you end up having to punt yourself. Arkansas gets the ball back, 1st and 10. Here's another one of those, exotic looks where he looks really good. They're trying to, I think they may be trying to RPO. Possibly, or at worst pass pro, right? And he's got to clean up that edge right there. You see Florida do that. A lot of teams do that. That guy's got to clean up the edge here, but fast off the edge, beats him to the spot, and then the other guys do a pretty good job of cleaning this thing up. So now after that sack, you get it to 3rd and 12, and these are the things that just can't happen, right? 3rd and 12, chances of converting are low. It's a simple call here. You're just safety's inside. You got a one-on-one here. You're just throwing the go route. Pressure doesn't get there. You lose the one-on-one, right? These are the plays you've got to eliminate. Florida, I thought, gave Arkansas a lot of easy points in that game. where they'd be great for 2 plays in a row, give up a big play, then great for 3 plays in a row. But the big explosive play allowed Arkansas to kick field goals, right? And every point was important in this game. So Arkansas goes down there off that play, does kick a field goal. Florida gets the ball back with 3 minutes and 37 seconds here before the half. So this is just a bust by the quarterback, kind of. They got a run play called here. When it's one-on-one coverage, he's going to run a go. You've got the option to throw that. We've seen them do that a few times. They've done it with the slot fade look, but usually there's a go option on the backside of the run. Quarterback pulls it to throw the go. The receiver gets blasted in the chest. Doesn't really get off the press. The quarterback has decided he's going to throw it, and then for whatever reason is looking for somebody else to run her out, which, hey, man, nobody else is running. That's one-on-one. So right here, you don't like it, throw it down the field, get it out of your hands. Don't do this, right? Unnecessarily losing yards there. So then you get to a 3rd and 7. And this is a nice throw on this concept, but it's kind of the same concept you're looking at on the goal line where they want it to look like this. There's a little bit of a change up here, and then backside you're usually slant. They like slant snag a lot. One change up they do off this, though, is while these guys are kind of the same, he's going to kind of run a curl there, almost behind that snag route. So you kind of get that high-low right there. So there's the horizontal stretch with this. So you've got a horizontal stretch or like a 2-on-1 on him. And then you've got the curl route back there to kind of high-low this guy as well. Good throw, good catch. Good job getting vertical here, converting to 3rd and long. Right, good timing right there too, right? As soon as he gets in his break, the ball's coming out. Really good stuff there. 1st and 10. Florida decides to take a shot here. You're in plus territory, 1st and 10. This is one where you kind of get what you want. It's all about winning a one-on-one and making a good throw. We just saw Arkansas kind of do something similar. You're going to be here. It's hard to tell if he curls or out, or you can kind of do whatever here, but it's really deep over and then a deep post behind it. So the over kind of clears this thing out for the post. You get the shot down the field. You know, maybe if you flatten them out with a better throw, is it completed? I don't know. The protection's pretty much there. You know, if that thing's on a rope, flatter to here, let him run to it there, because he's over the top. Maybe, but you took a shot at a one-on-one. Didn't hook it up, but you got what you wanted, really. You can see this safety. The safety turns and runs there. So you get the post behind it, protect it pretty well. Just don't complete it at the end of the day. So have a shot there in 1st and 10. Get to a 3rd and 5. And this is something I would love to know how they're teaching it, because you're just running double slants, which is, super common. You see this at every level of football. Double slants is great because it's great against man. It's great against, too high looks. But he likes to work. Is he just working? He likes to work the boundary side of the tight end. I would prefer personally. Now, maybe you're thinking, right, is he a safety? They're kind of displaced, so you can imagine he's coming down. But if there's a lot of space, I like throwing it to my receiver, right? And there's even a little more space up there. He likes to look into the boundary here. It's the same thing. You'll see the same thing later in overtime, where now here's a bad throw. If you can get a better throw, you're probably good. But look at the space you get up here. That's the one I'd be trying to work, is that one up top. And then if they take that away, then I work this next one, right? It's fine. I got a lot of room up to the field there. So I'm not sure why he works boundary, if that's a personal preference or if they want or what they're kind of having him see to work that. But I think you could work these to the receiver side instead of the tight end side, and you'd be in good shape still. Now, a better throw, it's still completed, and you pick up a first down. So not a great throw there. You end up with a field goal, tying the game. Now you're in the second half. A little wrinkle here, but it's just show here, and you're trying to get the slot fade to the one-on-one. He's actually going to delay and take off underneath here. So you could get both, but just trying to give your guy a shot at the one-on-one. Just like Arkansas did a couple of plays ago, right? Don't win it. But on 3rd and 10, you get your best receiver one-on-one, or, one of your best receivers one-on-one. You feel pretty good about it. So take that shot, and you can see the delay here. So maybe if I don't like that, I can come and try to hit this dude on the run, which is never a bad idea either. But I think you made the right choice here. Just give him a chance with the ball. Go up and make a play for you. So you end up punting, get to 3rd and 6. And this, these are the ones where I think you're dropping a 2 robber again. I think I'm not a coach here for this defense, but I wonder if you'd like to wall him off, kind of keep him from breaking inside. Don't let him cross your face. I know it's easier said than done, but if you can wall that off, your pass rush might just get there. But even so, right here, you just got to make that tackle. You got to come downhill, make that play right there. He probably picks up the first down, but he doesn't get into field goal territory like he ends up here, right? So Arkansas had a plan, I think, to try to attack Florida's linebackers in coverage. And I'm sure you'll see that the rest of the year. And they had the robber here to try to rob stuff over the middle, but just wasn't able to make the play right there. So Arkansas ends up with another field goal, but the very next play here, this is something that I'm sure drove some coaches crazy. The very next play, great pass rush. I think it's Kelby Collins right here. Great pass rush by a freshman. Knocked the ball out. Ball's on the ground. We see it. This is something I'm pretty sure they practice. It's in a pile of bodies. There's a lot of bodies around. Dive on the football. If there's nobody around, I can try to pick it up. In traffic, I got to dive on it. And if you do that, the drive is over. You have the football. Go down with one hand. That's not going to work. Arkansas gets the ball back. End up kicking a field goal. And I would say points were pretty important in this game. So being able just to wipe that field goal off the board, and now does it guarantee you get the ball because the ball bounces funny. But, man, if I see it and I just dive down at it, I've got a really good shot. I'm closer to it than him. This guy's not paying attention. I'm a lot closer than him. I've got a good shot. Maybe if I kick it through his legs, it comes to this guy. But, man, that ended up being a pretty crucial play because you don't get the recovery. You don't get the ball back. Arkansas gets a field goal. In a game you end up going to overtime in. First and 10 here. This is, they like this. They're playing the screens pretty hard, so you're just here, screen and go. But, this is, I kind of put this on here because it's kind of a too high look right here, or they're rolling to one high. But you've got, if you don't like this, you've got this coming back on the back side. Maybe he feels like you're already losing it, which you kind of are, right? This guy's move, you kind of lose it. But most importantly is this. As you get here, throw the ball away. You cannot keep taking sacks like this this is not the Big Ten. You've got to have a better timer in your head for these guys in the SEC, right? Right here, just throw it away, man. I know you're trying to make a play, but just get rid of it. You're losing yards. Get you to a 2nd and 12. This one he comes off, I think, a little quick. So they're going to run Hooker up top, which is kind of a hitch. Let's see, hitch outside, kind of a spray release curl route. Then they're going to run spin in here, which is kind of a hitch. Then a dig back behind it. He initially works here, and I think that's a good spot to work. But he comes off of it a little early, right? So he's working that right here. If you know he's curling down, this guy's showing me his back. I feel like I can make that throw there. But he comes off it back here. But look at the window right here, man. I think he came off it a little early. This guy at 1, if you just stick it right on him, he breaks a tackle. Who knows? But at worst, you're picking up 7, 8. So right there, I think he comes off it a little early. And then you kind of got traffic back here. But here's your open guy. And then you could also just drop it down here if you want to check it down, right? This is what you can't do. Get yourself smoked, put your team in kind of a 3rd and long situation. But trying to make a play, you understand, right? All right, later on, get the ball back, 2nd and 7 here. Really good design here. Vertical. Get these guys all to run. Not too dissimilar to, and down here, selling the run game, right? So as I go here, he's going to run with me here. So number 3 is the tight end. As he shows and blocks, this guy's going to get downhill for run. And now he's the new number 3 getting out. Gets him wide open. Gets vertical, picks up big play to get a drive going. 3rd and 7 here. Trying to screen to it again. I think he could maybe work this screen if he wanted to. But this guy's flying out. Right now, this is what you're trying to get. There. Right now, it looks pretty good. On the board, this looks good. But these guys don't negotiate it. And the play's dead. But right here, if you said, hey, is this in good shape? I thought this one might be in pretty good shape right here. But can't get it negotiated. Play ends up dying. Don't get any points out of that drive. But defense, after giving up a scramble on 3rd down, is able to come back, punch the ball out here. You recover it. Get good field position there. For a 1st and 10, you're going to take a shot. Really good design here, right? You want to get the best matchup you can. Motion this out. He motions out. Now you're going to get that on the safety instead of the corner covering it. And this is a really good job by Mertz. He throws this thing under some duress. And I mean, it's just missed by the left tackle under some duress, but he throws it. Watch when we see the wide view here. Great route, great catch, and then awesome job after the catch here. But watch kind of this wide view here. We'll try to go a little bit faster because they pause for about 5 seconds here. But right corner. And now he's starting to come back to the post. Look where the ball is thrown, right? Mertz starts throwing it as soon as he starts to make his break, right? So this could be this little nod right here, not just to open this guy up, but it's also can be called an indicator for the quarterback. So the quarterback knows when he sticks his foot in the ground and it starts to get back to that way, that's when I throw the football. That's the sign of a well-designed passing game, right? See, as he sticks his foot, the ball is being thrown. So that stick right there is the indicator to throw it. And if he doesn't start throwing it right now, this is a sack. So he doesn't wait. He lets it rip. Look, the ball is in the air. Pearsall hasn't even kind of turned and found it yet. So he turns to find it. Great catch. Great throw. Then awesome job after the catch. So that's a great job by Mertz and Pearsall right there with really good timing, right? Running a boot wheel here a little bit from a different look. Probably posting it. Flat and then wheel. Flat, then the over. Getting Wilson on the over. See how they're flying down for the boot. Opens up that over route. And I think that's what they tried to get in overtime. They just didn't get a chance to get to the over route. Right here, take a shot to the post here. You're going flood, but flood with a post. There's your out, and then he's your short guy. I think you have the tight end here. I get trying to take a shot to the post. Right, I think you, especially, I think you as a quarterback, you think that he's vacating, right? But as he comes down, this guy's going to replace, right? So you got to be careful. But right there, as we see the ball in the air, I think if you cancel that and come here, you've got a really big play, right? An easy throw. As that corner vacates, if you throw that sail or that deep out, you got a big play. No interference called. Get to 3rd and 9 here. And I thought this was a really well-designed play right here. Get Wilson back in the backfield. Let him run some routes out of that alignment because it's a tough look. So you get just kind of a trail here. It looks like he's kind of got an out route. So if you like that, he's there. And then he's running the angle that trails behind it. Really like this design. You can see how he runs with that. And now this guy's got to try to play out and then back. That's going to be tough to cover this dude in all that space. Good throw. And good job after the catch here. Whistle's blown. The ball comes out, but the whistle is blown. So, all right, 2nd and 7 here. Put this one up. This is one they love, the red zone kind of double crosser. One Jackson scored on against South Carolina. But, man, I think he's got Pearsall here if he wants it. He seems like he gets a little rushed. But if he can kind of step and hold his water and just throw it over here, over in this area, over there, kind of step up and just throw it with some air and let him run to it, right? He's got this guy beat coming across here. So I think you had a chance there with it. Would have required you to kind of throw it with some touch, but let him run underneath it, give him a shot. You throw it away, which is okay play, better than taking a sack. Get you to 3rd and 7 here. And then you work, which is all right. I think you see maybe you're thinking one high. Work here. I think you got to give him a chance on the ball. The ball's not great. Could have probably thrown the slant as well under here. Put it on him. But right there, it's one-on-one. You got to give him a chance. Especially, I think that'll help you get an interference call. If you put the ball here or here and this guy plays it the same way, you have a chance at interference. When the ball lands here, they're going to say uncatchable and not call it, right? So give your guy a chance and also give yourself a chance to get this penalty called here. Have to settle for a field goal. Arkansas gets the ball back. I put this on here. I thought this was a really good job by the safety coming down from high. And it's one of your young guys too, right? You're playing a lot of young guys, and they're flashing, right? Good job filling right here by the safety, stringing this thing out. Then I thought this next play was one of the most pivotal in the game. 3rd and 3. Just looking at where the ball is, right? If you get a sack, which is what you're going to have here, the sack in this area, 4th and 6 from the 32 when you're only down by 3. Arkansas probably punts here, and you get a chance to assault the game away on offense. But doesn't happen. What you're going to do here, you're going to wrap inside, bring one off the edge. I mean, this is perfect. Right here, you get exactly what you want. He's there. Let's say if I break down and he tries to break contain, well, I've got this guy coming off the edge. He's doing a pretty good job here. Right, so if I just break down here and he tries to bounce that. He's coming from behind. He's got his outside arm free. We're in really good shape. Can't do this. I miss. And instead of, right, it's even worse than I thought. You're at the 30. So now it's 4th and 10. You're definitely punting. And if Florida can put a drive together on offense, score a touchdown, you're up 10 points, the game's over. But you don't bring him down. Let him escape. He takes off on you. Big run on 3rd and 3. Big conversion. And now Arkansas has a drive going. You get another 3rd down. This time you're gonna kind of play with a spy and drop. I think he ends up taking this across. He probably should pass this thing off. I believe the safety's coming down here. Probably pass it off. Work back out here. That's just my guess. I'm not 100% sure, but feels like that's what should be happening there. So the guy that's here, if he passes it off, maybe he's back in here. He's got a chance to make a play on that. Instead, another easy conversion there for Arkansas. So now Arkansas's got a drive going. 2nd and 4. I think you're trying to, this is again a guess, here, wrap back around. Right, so you're somewhat gap sound here. Looks like you're playing one. So as the back widens, is he supposed to go with him? Is he there, or is this guy peeling? I don't know, but I think this is kind of the issue here. This gets pushed. This double team pushes it back into here where you're not able to wrap around. I'm guessing that's what he's trying to do here. And if he's wrapping into that hole there, at least it makes this thing bounce and it's not a straight shot, right? So get caught, hit you for a touchdown. Now what are you going to do on offense? Good job here getting to it. I think you're either curling here or corner. It could be, but it's the same idea as like the snag, right? And he's the flat control player. Good job seeing it. Get it to him. Get it to your guy in space. That's all you got to do. Give it to your playmakers. Let them make plays in space. Great run there after catch. Then really good job here of going zone off the jet. And then inside, right? Leave the corner. As he comes to Phil, pin him inside. And then good cut, good run there for a touchdown. So really good stuff. Bang. Great job inside. And then good cut, get vertical there. And you got the lead. You just got to hold it now. So 2nd and 1. You know, they'll do this sometimes where he'll insert in the B gap. I wonder if this was just a mistake because you're bringing this off the backside edge. So I don't think you'd want him inserting here, especially when you're already got a tight end out there. So maybe that's a mistake here. Maybe you like him to reach here. So now the linebacker can kind of climb over here and let everybody else climb back there. But you get reached pretty easy. That gets them into field goal range. And even though you get a holding call, that run basically puts them into field goal range. They kick the field goal to tie the game. Now you get the ball back. I thought this was a great play call in this situation, right? Because it's got a chance to be a big play, but it's also super safe. If he drops this thing, it's just an incomplete pass. But giving it to that guy, you've got a chance, especially if somebody's playing off, to turn this into a big play, which it does. And now you've got a chance at a drive here. 2nd and 10 after an incompletion on 1st down. Throw it over the ball. You still got time to work the middle of the field. Great job. I thought this was a really good, well-controlled drive. I mean, you're moving the ball right down the field here, running the flood concept. 2nd and 7. Pick up the 1st down. You got plenty of time. You're in really good shape. And then, you know, you get this. And this is where, you know, this is where I think if you're Napier, and I think he already knows, and you could kind of tell He talked about understanding what adjustments needed to be made and kind of have an idea. I think he knows, right? That like, hey, man, I need to get a handle on this kind of stuff. I think they've already decided they're going to make changes in special teams and things like that. It certainly seems that way based on what he said, but this is just like a really bad look. And then the penalty makes it unnecessarily a little bit harder on your kicker. Still a very makeable kick for this guy. He misses it. And, maybe if it's 5 yards closer, it sneaks in the upright there. But really, really tough. And that's what you've got to – it's tough to do everything, right, as the head coach. That's why you don't see many guys do it. And the ones that do, their teams aren't great right now. Lincoln Riley's one that comes to mind, calls plays, offensive coordinator. But, man, their defense has been terrible. So I don't know. Seems like delegating some of those may be the way to go in the future. Who knows? So you go jet here. And this is where I think they understood that this guy was flying to this. You saw that one earlier where they throw it to Wilson. This guy plays it pretty well right here. He doesn't get strung out at all. But if you're able to get to this, which maybe if you set your feet and just turn and rip this thing, maybe, but it's hard. Like that's a really hard ask. You can just try to put it on this guy, hope he breaks the tackle at this point. But you get the over wide open, right? 2nd and 10. Good cut. And right here, looks like you're in good shape. Similar to what we saw against Georgia last week, where maybe if I just hit this thing vertical, maybe the best way to go. But you don't really question back's vision too much because that's how those guys make their money, right? And we saw earlier in the game him press the hole perfectly, beautifully. So, but you get yourself to 3rd and 6 and kind of the same thought as earlier. Really the same look from the defense too. To me, especially if these guys blitz, I'm working this one. I don't know why you want to work the boundary. It's a shorter throw, sure, but look at all the room I've got here. I've got my best receiver matched up on probably a nickel corner, but probably not their best corner. Whereas here I got a tight end. Now maybe like the big body, but man, I like this. I'm not sure why he's working here. I would love to know. It could be just the defensive look he's working there, but man, I would love to work that one right there. Put it on him. Now here, first one was a bad throw. This was a good throw. You got to catch that, extend the drive there. Force to settle for a field goal. Then defensively, we talked about some of those games. You're running up front, some of those blitzes. You kind of get caught in one right here. They have a pretty good play call on. And catch you in one. And then you just got to get this big dude down, and it's tough. There's not a lot. You're not playing a lot of guys in high school like that. So true freshman trying to come downhill on that guy, it's tough. Right here, you got a really good play call on, bringing that off the edge. Should have a negative play here. Great play by the back. He's able to avoid it, and then the last play of the game here, you get an RPO, and there's not much you can do. So you had a chance. You had some opportunities. You just couldn't put it all together and make it work. So that's kind of the theme of the year at times. You're not quite able to put everything all together yet, but they'll get more opportunities, and they got 3 opportunities against some pretty good teams, and you can play the role of spoiler and also make a bowl game. Doesn't seem super likely at this point, but hey, man, it's college football. Crazy things happen, right? So regardless, we'll be back next week taking a look at the LSU game. We'll see how the Florida defense plays against what may be the best offense in college football. Their performance of the year would probably be required for the Florida to win, but luckily for Florida, LSU's got a bad defense. So we'll be back next week taking a look at that film. Thank you for watching.